Hey everybody, welcome to Obscurities and Miniatures, and I apologize for not finding out about this sooner. I feel like I'm out of the loop, and that's a rarity, usually, but I was just made aware of the fact that it seems Creature Caster has now entered the 3D printing arena, and I gotta say I'm pretty pleased with the results. So here are some of my first print attempts at what they've been offering up, which are some obviously very Chaos, Marauder, Ravager, Reaver type models. And I gotta say, the details look quite nice. My print job might not be. So yeah, right after I printed these guys is when my printer decided that it was going to just have a nice big resin leak and tear the sheet at the bottom. And I have yet to get around to fixing it, obviously. But, nevertheless, I gotta say, I was really impressed by the quality of these guys. One thing I wanted to point out, all of their bases are unique to the models. And they also have, obviously, the Creature Caster logo on there and little bits of leftover supports that need to get cleaned out. But I do like the fact that they're kind of recessed in there. It saves resin. I like the feel of it. The models themselves, I know it's hard to really discern all those details with them being shiny like that, but you get the gist, hopefully. They're very characterful, very dynamic in their sculpting, and just about every single figure ended up being a single piece sculpt. For the most part, there were a couple of exceptions to that rule. I can grab the bases of the guys that I did so far. Very much kind of bandit, slaver, robber types. I believe the middle guy might have been in their welcome box. I know I printed more, and I don't know where they all went. This guy was originally a two-piece figure. His back stuff is a separate piece. Could leave that off, probably, if you wanted. He originally had a chain in his hands, and it broke on one end, so I just clipped it off, and I don't know. My first thought is I might clip off the hands completely and put in some like bladed gauntlets or something. Like Wolverine claws, I think might be kind of fun. So we're going to get around to finishing him up. But what was interesting was their first larger sized, I should say more typically Creature Caster sized figure. I don't remember what the official term is. You can see it's a nice big base. Oh, I forgot the guy with the bill hooks. Again, I think these are going to paint up really nice. Probably stick a photo of Instagram up on Instagram once I got them ready. So here is the lovely faced fellow that's going to go on that base. I'm going to say he came out pretty nice. He is hollowed. A lot of fun details there. And I know that Creature Caster has already mentioned that they're going to be having, the typical loyalty rewards. They're going to be doing some dragons and stuff. They've got goblins that are just around the corner. Unfortunately, like I said, I found out about this one a little bit late by my own admission. So I didn't get around to printing it until I found out, unfortunately. So this guy actually is missing an arm because there are two options. You've got the severed chunk of a torso, for those of you who want to keep it nice and gruesome. Or for me, who just isn't really into that, they've got an arm in it. And I don't know where it goes now. I figured this out. I think it's going to attach kind of like that. You get the idea. Like, I'll let you figure it out. So size-wise, again, I like to keep things at their native resolutions before I start tinkering with it, at least for video purposes, to give you guys an idea. With a typical GW figure here. Maybe he may not be the best choice, seeing as these are Chaos Marauder types. So maybe I should grab a Chaos Marauder type, but the ones I have nearby all seem to be hunched over or in various strange positions. So that's not that helpful. I do have a couple of, well, I want to say smaller creature caster models, but by small, I mean not really. One of our Atriarchs of Ecstasy. Now, she is a resin kit, and I don't know if they're going to eventually see some of these translated over. I'm going to guess not. Maybe we'll see new, similar stuff. I want to say this was part of their Ruin, kind of Nurgle-y type guys, of which our friend here looks like he probably would fit in quite well. And our War Faction guys, I love this model. This is one of my favorites of theirs. While many things on this channel do get put away and stored, he has not. That guy is, I want to say Skull Crusher, but that's not the right name, is it? So I think they're going to fit in pretty nicely already with the ranges of models that exist. For the more basic human types, you know, I think what's currently on the market, like here's a more modern human model from GW, minus any bizarre shenanigans going on with him. How about an Orlok? Like, I know they're not in the same genre exactly, but hey, if you want to use these guys as like Chaos Cultists or something, that might not be a bad idea. If you're going the more fantasy route, using a Mantic Basilian, a GW Vampire, who maybe isn't the best choice since they are ridiculously large. Let's see here, what else we got? Well, we could grab a Conquest model, but I don't think that's going to help either. What a WizKids figure. Probably should grab other printed stuff, but just want to give everybody a good idea, at least, of what to expect getting into these models. So a nice little release. I'm definitely looking forward to more. Curious to see if I don't know if we'll ever see anything at the big scale that we usually have Creature Caster operating in. But I don't know. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with what I've seen so far, and like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing what else they've got. So if you haven't had a chance, we'll put a link down below. I don't think that's his base, and I don't really care, but it's okay. Like I said, we'll put a link down below to Creature Caster's main website, as well as their tribes page, so you can have a look at the best of both worlds. Because if you aren't aware, Creature Caster makes some really solid, nice resin stuff, of which we've featured quite a few on this channel at this point. So if you ever want to check any of those videos out, those are always there. And heck, most of them are even painted in my collection. Maybe I should put those up on like a YouTube Shorts or something too. So if you guys want to see, I'm sure there's better painters out there. Anyway, at this point it seems like I'm just rambling, so I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to let you guys go check that stuff out, and hopefully we'll see some of these models back in the near future with some paint splattered on them. So until then, this has been High Lord Tamberlane with Obscurities and Miniatures, saying thanks for watching, and we will see you back here soon. Bye-bye.